the autistic aren't for everyone. I mean, people are watching Love on the Spectrum, which is very helpful for me. Gabby says it helps her understand me.
Really?
Yes. Do I leave my mother? And she's like, just go, I'm fine. And I left, and then I come back.
There's just an arm coming out of the dog's
Literally,
mouth.
I left my mother, and then like I had to have the whole day at kindergarten. The whole day, I'm like walking around like, is my mother alive, or dead? I don't know. Like, by the way, this just in, gay men can be hot.
Hi guys, welcome to Anniewood, episode 127. Not to be confused with the movie 127 Hours. This will not be like getting trapped in between two rocks because we have fresh from the gyno, the blowing up, the new television star, you've seen her on TMZ, you've seen her everywhere. Robby Hoffman is here, newly passed to the Comedy Store. We have a great episode for you. And you can see the uncensored extended version on Patreon at patreon.com/Annie Lederman. Also, I've got shows, baby. You know I'm on the road. I love to do comedy. My next Anniewood Friends is at the store on the 20th. You can also see me in Kansas City this very weekend. I can't wait. It's going to be Friday and Saturday at the Comedy Club of Kansas City. I'll be in Portland, Maine, May 9th and 10th. May 20th is that Anniewood and Friends I mentioned. May 29th, I'll be in Naples, Florida. May 30th and 31st, I'll be in Tampa, Florida. And then June 8th, I'll be in Huntington Beach for one night. I'm always adding dates, so go to AnnieLetterman.com/shows to check them out. And I can't wait to see you guys.
Welcome to Anniewood.
Perfect. We're in Los Angeles.
She doesn't care as much about
I don't
the lighting.
care. Okay, it's good. Where's that red button record? Oh, we're rolling.
Oh, we're rolling. We've been in agony. We've been in agony.
5 minutes during setup is just because we come in hot.
We come in hot. We haven't seen each other in almost one full week.
One full
What?
week. A lot
What's
has
wrong?
happened.
No, you're not victim
It's fine.
shaming.
No,
You're not
do
victim
not
shaming.
victim shame.
We are
and keep this
victims
in here.
of you right now, Todd.
Okay, we are going to be moving.
And
We're
I'm going
both
to go
movers.
down again.
We're
Probably right
moving.
now.
I'm going to go like this.
We're going to scooch
I'm
around.
not even comfortable yet. Now I'm more
You
comfortable.
have to be able to be agile in this job.
Yes. Pivot, Todd.
Now the only
Pivot Todd.
the Pivot podcast. I love that podcast.
Yeah.
Now, Todd, the thing is when you are doing all this stuff, because we can't talk, the only thing we can do is complain and comment on you.
I'm surprised he got a new job given his skill set. What was the new job?
Now, Todd had got very big job news. So before we thought he was going to go to for a couple months.
Oh
I
my
was gearing
God.
up. I was like, okay, that's fine. I guess I'll learn how to like open things and sweep and stuff. And then it looked like he wasn't going to do it. And we surrendered to him not going on this job. He got another job doing these clips. He's making money. He's doing great.
Good.
We thought there's a reason he's not going to because there's going to be something
far.
amazing we're working on. We got very excited about it.
And plus, they could keep him at the border.
He does look
He could
not,
be deported
he doesn't
any
look like he's
second.
supposed to be here. To
He
be
looks like
honest.
he's like on the ready to go list.
He looks Gaza, honestly.
Yeah.
Trump could send you out. You look Gazanian. But anyway, so then today he gets a call that he got a promotion and he's going.
Bro.
He's going to be a right-hand man right out on the field.
To who?
To Mike O'Dare, our friend who's the producer.
Bottom line, I just got back from the gynecologist.
Todd, do you want to hear about it?
Sure.
I go to a male Syrian gynecologist. Shout out
it's
to
very
Dr.
serious,
Adut.
huh?
And he said, I just saw you on my television.
Oh, that's
Okay.
huge.
And
He
he's
said,
like,
I hope not this part.
you have your legs in the stirrups. And he's like, so tell me, you're acting that. It's like so crazy. But because I don't have penetrative sex, I use the junior clamp things that go inside for the pap.
Oh, you need like a child's.
Yeah.
pap
And I asked, why do they even have a child one? And then I got the saddest.
full wape kits? Is it full wape kits?
Yeah, like literally, it was like, well, there's some sexual trauma, unfortunately, on occasion.
Robby. I
like literally, when you're like, I don't know how to make small talk at the guy. Like,
They do though. They always say, and they say crazy things. I had a gynecologist who was, first of all, he put his finger in my ass, which I'd never.
I want them to check. I'm going to a gastronom. I don't know if I have IBS or what I have. I want to look into something.
Well, you know what IBS is? It's just the answer they give you when they can't diagnose it.
Oh my God.
They just say you have IBS.
No, but I have like
So you
more
definitely have it.
cramping and not just my period. Maybe it's, anyway, it doesn't
Is
matter.
it the stress of being a television star, you think?
It could be. But then he's always pitching, and I'm sure he gets a kickback from this. He's always pitching hormones to me. He's always pitching
Interesting.
not only HRT. Like, this is how he did it. First of all, he's like, oh, you seems like you bleed a lot on your period. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, we could get you, if you take birth control. It's like, why would a lesbian take birth control? Like, why would I want
No way
to take birth control?
Should you be on birth control?
He's always suggesting birth control for like, and he's like, after 3 minutes, people don't even bleed. I'm like, I want to bleed. I want the
It's
healthy,
insane
whatever.
to not
And then
bleed.
if I say no to that, but I say to him, I'm like, but when I'm menopausal, I would love to do HRT, and he said, absolutely. You say the word. I'm like, say the word. I'm like, well, when I'm menopausal, like how
I already
know?
told you the word. Yeah. You'll tell me when I'm menopausal.
Like, how am I going to know? And then he was like, and then so it was a no on birth control. And then he's like, well, do you need testosterone? It's like, I don't need anything.
He wants you to be trans.
I know.
He's like, we'll get rid of your period. We'll give you balls.
He gives me a boob test. He wants me to go to mammogram. And I'm like, how am I going to get
I don't know how they would put you have to
Like-
squish it on. By the way, very similar. Very similar. Not much difference.
Oh my God.
How would we? Cute. We have
I
kind
don't
of
know
similar
how
boobs.
we would do a mammogram, but I'm going to go in like 5 years for a mammogram. So in the beginning,
Are you 35?
yes, I always ask him, when do you have to start a mammogram? And he's like, 5 years.
Didn't you kind of cut it out already? Didn't you pre-cut it out?
97%. So he did this. I always like when I go in, I want them to do the check.
That's so
there,
Jewish of you to
here,
think you have the 3%.
like everything. Like I want them to check everything. So, and then I was on my way here. And I still I thought I induced my period from his, do
duck
you
bill.
do the wand?
They go in, it hurts, it scrapes you.
No, but do you go in with the wand ultrasound?
No, I haven't gotten a wand ultrasound. I think with the eggs they did it, but
Yeah, I have it because I had a polyp, like 5 years ago, I had a polyp that I had removed. And the
she's just
trauma
getting
of
all
that,
of her feminine stuff
I
removed.
always want to check, is there anything? And then I asked him to look at my colon because I'm like, I cramp more often. I know it's my period, but I feel like the colon's involved.
Yeah. It's
But
got
he's
to
like,
be. It's right
is
there.
there blood? And I'm like, no, but there's other, like what?
Just check it
so
out.
It's either there's
Get
blood
in
in the
there.
stool or nothing.
I've never had a man just not stick his finger up your ass when you ask him
No,
to.
you have to get a colonoscopy.
So my guy though, he stuck his finger in my ass and then he realized while his finger was in my asshole that he knows my brother.
No.
I swear on my life. He's got every hole is stuffed with this man and he goes, "Are you Tim Lederman's sister?" And I was like, "I am."
Wow.
His son was in the same fraternity as my brother and he's one of those dads that like
Imagine he
parties with
recognized
them.
you from your puss. I've seen something like this
Well,
before.
I sometimes get worried, like if my bikini waxer when I was in New York used to always like see me on the train, and I know I have a big personality, but I was like, I hope it's not like my so like recognizable.
No, exactly.
That
That's
she
really
remembers.
scary. Mine is probably unfortunately recognizable. You don't want
Mine,
your
I
pussy to be
think
recognizable.
I think it's slightly recognizable. I'm not going to say that I have the average run of the mill.
Ugh. What's he doing
Well,
now?
have you as a lesbians don't care about what pussies look like, are they a little bit?
We do.
A lot?
I'm with a pretty
Well,
the best
listen.
one right now.
Of
I won't
course you
get
have the
into
hottest
it,
girl that's ever
I won't
existed.
get into it now.
Well, what's so crazy
but my
is
gynecologist also used to ask me that
do you watch The Bachelorette?
No, I would go in and he would say, "Are you sexually active?" And the old gynecologist I said, "Yes, I'm sexually active." But then they said, "Okay, well, when's that? And I said, "Well, I'm a lesbian." They said, "So that's not sexually active." I said, "Okay,
That's pretty disrespectful.
okay, no, so it's fine." So
wow,
this one
because
goes,
what I know
"Are
is
you
that lesbians
sexually active?" And I say no, and he goes, "Why not?" And I go, "Well, because I'm a lesbian." And he goes, "So that's sexually active."
Oh,
Like, you never.
yes.
You never know. But then I realized he's the only one I've had penetrative. Like, how do I tell him the most intimate penetrative
He's been
experience
inside
I've had
you.
is with me and Dr. Adut?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, Adut.
What a dude. What a
So
good
it's
dude.
like he's had fingers. He's had like, I don't
feel like loving towards him because of it?
I do feel such an, plus he got rid of my polyp 5 years ago. And I had
You've been with him a while. This is a long relationship.
I've been with him like even I'm kicked off my insurance because of the strike, and then I never went back on because I didn't qualify, and now I qualify, and it's just so much paperwork between
Because you're a
kicking us
lesbian,
off.
you didn't qualify?
Yeah. And but I paid out of pocket for him once, $250.
Oh, that probably felt good to him. Did you hand him it in what,
No,
shells?
at the front, but I think he knows.
What do
the
Israelis
loyalty.
use?
Well, he's Syrian.
Okay, so you would have to get like a conversion.
I don't know what's
You'd have to use
I
a
don't know.
different
By the
money
way,
exchange.
could be Muslim, and then with me,
That's cute, but you guys connect.
You know what I mean?
Polyps. A polyp brought the world together.
That's what I'm saying. And that's where it all started.
One popped polyp.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so it is a very intimate thing. So I have a general practitioner, this doctor.
I need one. I need to get
He's a tiny Japanese man. He is so amazing. I go into cedar cyanide. He goes...
Cedar cyanide?
Yeah, it's not how you say it, but it's how I say it.
So
And how
funny.
do you say it? How do you say it?
Cedar cyanide?
Cyanide, but cyanide's funnier.
Yeah, it's great. It
Now-
makes more sense.
Yeah, I do think that even when I'm like being learning disabled, it does come out kind of funny.
It's amazing.
It's never not a funny.
You're not
mistake.
actually learning disabled. Like in the same way that like, you know, girls with boyfriends in Brooklyn are they them. You're learning disabled.
Okay.
Right.
It's hard
Like
to read. I mean, throw some reading in front of me.
Nobody can read.
Well, did I tell you? I told
Reading's
my dad
over.
recently. I called my dad. I think I was just like dyslexic this whole time. He goes, "Who at this point? Who gives a shit?"
Who gives a shit? Like,
He's like,
you
"What the
don't
fuck are
need
you
to read
talking
anymore.
about?"
So what's the difference?
But it was crazy. I'm like, what was my daddy going to do about my dyslexia?
Daddy.
I was just sharing with him. He smells that sweet, fresh puss
I
from
comment,
the
I understand,
doctor.
Randy, but you understand I have a fear from dogs growing up acidic. The one time I had a dog, with the dog experience that when I was 4 or 5, my mother would walk me to school, maybe 3-4 blocks away. And there was a dog that was like outside this building that was like literally chained to it. But one day the chain it was like a Rottweiler. The chain got give a little bit, maybe one link give. And it snatched my mother on the arm. It got like her purse or her bag or something. And she went down like an elk. I'm like 4 or 5 years old. So my mother's like on the block, okay, screaming. And the school is just right there, kitty corner now. Okay, and she's like, she's like, run. And I have to make this decision. Like, I have to walk the rest of the way to school alone. Like, do I leave my mother? And she's like, just go. I'm fine. And I left. And then I come back.
There's just an arm coming out of the dog's
Literally,
mouth.
I left my mother. And then like I had to have the whole day at kindergarten. The whole day I'm like walking around like, is my mother alive or dead? I don't know. Like if she's, you know. And then I get home 8 hours later. And my mother's just like in the kitchen making stew, like doing whatever. I'm like, you're here? You're alive?
After all of this, you could have called the school.
The school a call. You tell me it's all. I thought you were bled out on the block.
And she raised you, which by the way, you may bleed out on this couch. But she raised you, so she knew the type of child you were.
So people know I'm afraid of dogs. From that point forward, my mother, if we ever were walking, we were catching the bus or the subway, anywhere in the city, and there was a dog, we'd cross the street.
Is this code?
No, we just cross the street. It's like, it's a dog.
For Rottweilers?
No, any kind of, it could be a dog like this, the small ones.
I understand. I know it's a rational.
It's any dog,
fear.
right?
Yeah.
Now, I have worked on that fear. I lived with Steph Tolev, who was a massive but very friendly dog, and we developed a rapport. That dog is fantastic.
Susan?
Yes. And then this dog, like and Gabby has a dog. Like I live with a dog.
Yes.
So I've come a long way. I get to their place, which by the way, wonderful invite. Dinner was fantastic. I get to the place. There's another dog there that I feel is friendly. And there's a little dog there that I feel is going to bite me. I know this I remember in my head. I know this.
It zeroes
okay.
in on you.
It knows I'm scared, so it's scared. Right? It's like when they tell you, just don't be scared. How can I not be scared? It's an instinct. It's like laughing at something you shouldn't laugh at. Like, I'm sorry I laughed.
Yeah, I'm at a funeral. I'm cracking up.
Like,
sorry.
I'm sorry I laughed. There's nothing I can do. And the dog, and they're like, no. So everybody gaslights. Everybody goes, it's okay. The dog's not going to bite you. Because I said, could you put the dog in another room? At least let it smell me through the room for a second. I give it a sock. I'll give it something. Like, how am I supposed to have dinner? This dog is like ravenous. He's small like Randy. Okay, but I know it's coming right for me. So they open the gate. I go into the yard. The dog, she lets the dog down to go. As it beelines, bites me in the ankle, draws blood. I have 2 scars, 2 teeth. I don't even know if the dog had shots yet. They just got the dog. I don't know. And you know, rabies, 8 years it can sit dormant. 8 years. So to this day, I'm like, every year that goes by, I'm like, it's been 3.5 years. I'm like,
did you ask the gynecologist to check for that too?
No, there's really no way to check, it seems.
Is that in your
You
asshole?
have to like do it immediately, something, or you just have rabies.
And when was this?
It could have been 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago.
So it was a while ago.
But it was perfect timing for something. So anyway, they're friendly. And I believe that that a dog bit me. You see how they victim shame the victim.
I do see. And also, how inappropriate when it's a new dog to say, matter of fact, it won't attack you. How do you know it's a new dog?
This is what I'm saying.
It's a new
They said
dog.
they had a trial with the dog. They'd been with the dog for some time. But anyway.
Well, there's about to be a trial with the
And then
dog.
they
We're putting
didn't-
this dog on trial.
They didn't like that I talked about this, but it's like, I'm a comedian.
Oh my God. You
And
don't.
the more you tell me not to talk about it, you see, I can't stop talking about it.
I know.
I'm 3.5 years later. I'm still on about it. There's other podcasts where I've talked about this.
You could talk about
I
the dog.
cannot let this
Did you
go.
say their names?
Never. Well, maybe the first few.
Listen, if something
But
happens
that's what
to me,
happened.
I'll be discussing it and I will be saying full names. This couple, are they mad at you for this still?
You hate me.
Oh, okay. Then it could be personal. Because I was going to say, if they forgave you, then that would be insane.
They think it's my daughter. They came up to me at a party once. The dog is their daughter.
Well, you weren't like getting it put down.
No, and this is the thing.
Which, by the way, you could have.
it is.
She
worth
could have gotten the
revealing
dog put down.
They're a straight couple saying a dog. Like if a gay couple says, if lesbians say the cat is their kid, it's like, okay,
Of course,
it's
you don't have any other
Rahmanis.
options.
You don't have options.
Because you got a
Let
few
them
options.
think
Yes.
they have a kid. Let them think. So okay.
Cut to
But a
me and
straight
Todd
Yeah,
going,
this is
my
so-
son,
No, literally.
my moon.
I mean,
my
but you guys would be like,
everything.
if the dog, if your
we
dog
would
bit me,
blame
you would
Randy.
put him in jail.
we
Be
would,
like,
we
Randy.
would blame Randy, and we would
You
be
would
talking about
punish
it.
Randy.
But we like to really show our dents. We like to tell our embarrassing stories. We would be telling everyone that Randy did that.
Yeah. So anyway, so it was like they took it really personal, which is like also when comedians take something so crazy personal.
It's their problem.
It's about the dog. Like,
Yeah, you can't take things personally in this job. It's embarrassing. That's the only way you lose at this job, I think, is if you get offended.
can I say one other thing? But is this terrible to speak like this?
Let's do it.
They named the dog after a black.
George Floyd.
They named a dog after a black drag queen.
Ugh. I
White
don't like.
couple. I don't. Who wants to be like? You don't want to give a dog. Like it's a little demeaning to name a dog.
I don't like it. I don't like anything.
Right?
There was a time when we were going to name Randy Tyrone
No,
Or
we were
like
going to name him
Jaquil
Denzel.
or Denzel.
And Olivia
Well,
Munn was
first of
like,
all-
Olivia
But we
Munn
didn't do
goes,
it.
Olivia Munn goes, I don't think so. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
And that's right. That's right. You guys were not within your right mind. You didn't go through with it. That said, you are a brown person,
Right.
Todd. So
Yellow.
So is it yellow?
I
Well,
mean, we
that's the
could have
joke,
named
is that
him
Asian?
what?
Ching Chong?
Okay. No, I can't. Okay. I can't condone
Chopsticks?
this. I'm just saying.
I was going to name him
Every
Din Din.
detail gets worse.
Yes.
And I have since, by the way, to show how big a person I can be, I have seen this couple. I saw one of them actually have a fine set. And I went up to them. I said, you had a fine set. You had a fine set. Well done. Like, I don't care.
I just rewatched the algorithm. God bless it. Resent me you with Jordan Jensen, which is one of the funniest things I've ever
Shout
seen
out to
in my life.
Jordan Jensen. We're
Shout
trying
out
to get
the
back
Jordy
on.
Jord. We love Jord.
I didn't know it
JJ.
then, and I know it now, and it's a shame. Some people don't know other people.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
But it feels good when you realize that everyone doesn't know who you are. It usually happens with a bouncer at a comedy club where they don't know the comic and the comic has a meltdown.
Oh yeah, always. Well, see, me when I walk into a I have my ID. They're like, "Hi, Robbie." I'm like, "I'm always
yeah,
ready."
yeah.
Anyway,
I
I'm
always
always
introduce
ready.
myself. I'm like, because I
I'm
get
always
off.
ready.
I get off on not freaking out on them. I go, what a treat that was for them that I didn't freak out on them.
Yeah, do people freak out? It's so crazy.
Always in a million years. I was dating a comic at the Comedy Store who I didn't want people to know I was dating because he was so crazy. But we moved in together and it was like kind of like, okay, we're pretty serious. So in my head, I was like, all right, I guess I'm like, I can start telling people or whatever. So I was waiting to go on in the OR and there was a girl working the ticket booth and she goes, Annie, are you dating this guy? And I go, you know what? I am. And she goes, he's in a fight in the street outside. And I was like, ah!
Oh my God. Thank God you got rid of him. I don't know who
Got
it is.
rid of his ass. I just don't say his name because why?
Yeah. So I don't know if we could talk about all that because for some reason to this, I wish they could laugh about it and we could I wish we could have a reunion episode like I would do one, but they're just so serious about it. I mean,
Robbie
we're a
got
week
passed
out.
at the Comedy Store a week ago. We're on a
a
lineup
week
tonight.
ago, we're officially family tonight on the lineup.
Oh,
Like we're in the Comedy Store fam. Like
Yes.
that is. Oh, I love you.
no, we were fast family.
Yeah.
Fast family. But yes,
Yeah.
it's very exciting. The whole event was precious.
It was excellent. Annie, you set it up perfectly.
I didn't. Okay, I don't
want
want to take the credit for this because
I know, but you don't take enough credit.
there's a new booker at the Comedy Store. I mean, I take full credit for Gabby's entire career.
Thank you.
I will say that I don't care how narcissistic it sounds. I discovered. No, I'm just kidding. But no,
you were an early adopter. Everybody knows this. You knew to Gabby and I very early, 2 years ago for sure, when we started. You were big fans of us, and you were simultaneously both fans of me and we knew each other personally, but you were a fan of you liked.
It was a
Gab.
Triangulating fan
you
base
liked
thing.
Gab on your own right. So,
but you, I know, thank God, so you wouldn't be like, is this girl a leech?
No, oh my God.
I will say something though.
Oh.
Robbie comes. Okay, so Robbie does the show. They're like, I'm trying to figure out the lineup,
excellent.
and I do have a history of the Comedy Store annoying me about the lineup, where I'm going, I am crafting a lineup right now. Okay,
I'm sure that they're like this with everyone.
I'm
they want to get it
texting
up there.
with people.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm making sure everyone has the time slot they want, and I'm also trying to keep the energy flowing.
Plus, you have such famous acts. Some people are dropping in.
Yes.
Some people, it's like they
but
have
also,
to do something.
I care about my audience, and I want them to have the best experience they can have. I want them to have like a great closer. I want them to have a great high energy opener. I've been producing shows for years. This is not a brag because it's not even.
It really is one of the best shows at the Comedy Store. Check out Anniewood. Is it
Anniewood It's once a month.
It is
May
monthly.
20th is the next one, but it's always good. It's always fun.
It's incredible. It's always so much fun.
Now, okay, so on this occasion,
I would say guys and girls equally this show. Really,
we have something for all.
It's such a good, it's really, anyway, very well crafted, like you said.
But I put effort into it. I try. So, but this time we have there's a new booker at the Comedy Store. This is unrelated. New booker at the Comedy Store.
Fantastic.
And she's awesome. She's been my friend for years. I have known her.
Her energy, you could feel it right away.
15 years I've known her. Okay, so she's incredible.
Wow.
She texts, we're texting about the lineup and stuff. I go, can I call you for a second? Because she also has to book the other room. So she needs, if I have acts that are on her, we need to coordinate.
She's
we get on the phone together. We're talking about, and she goes, all right, well, when are you having Robbie up? And I said, I can have Robbie up whenever you want.
Yeah.
And she goes, we coordinate it so that she'll be able to see you. She goes, I want to audition her without her knowing.
Could you imagine though? You guys, for those of you watching, many times, first of all, you go to a showcase evening, everybody's doing you have to you have
pressure.
to try out, you have to audition basically to be a part of a club. So it's a showcase evening. Everybody's doing it. This case, I never even had that. I was supposed to ask for it. I once asked, I had crickets. I wasn't sure the process. Do I email? Is this, I asked in person. I sent the note. I did what I could. Is there a sign-up sheet outside?
Wait, can I
classroom?
time out for a second? If that was your daughter and it bit me, I would also think you would want to discipline your daughter
immediately.
If this is your kid, that's way worse than your fucking dog biting
No,
me.
the kid is getting deported. I mean,
the kid's out.
The kid is in El Salvador.
It's not a dual citizen. It's out.
So,
but also, so it's a high pressure situation.
It's a high pressure. The
wait,
best
let's even
is when
back
you
it up.
Kill,
yes,
and you didn't know that whoever you wanted to see to watching is watching.
Right. Now, okay, so here's the thing, though, too. So just to back it up, because I'm just assuming everybody knows, because everyone's probably bored to death hearing people talk about comedy. But I want to give you guys the background. So getting past the Comedy Store is huge. It's a big deal because
the milestone.
You don't want. There's so few milestones left in this business because everything's clips now and everything. But this is one of the milestones that's left. You get perks. You get to park in the parking lot. It's so hard to park around there.
The parking is the greatest thing because I had to deal with the parking lot very far from, but it's normally 20, but Arnolfo there gives me 15. But Arnolfo's not been there, but I don't know how long. And I keep going, is Arnolfo here?
And they're
like, I don't know what deal he gave you. I'm like, I just told you the deal he gave me. So don't say you don't know. That's a deal he
and
gave
your ankle's bleeding. You've been bit by a dog. It's like a lot.
I then found a free secret spot near the store, which somebody has leaked because I go there 1 and 2 times and somebody is there.
Wow. And do you know what whose car it is?
No, but I've seen one comedian in that lot too. So it's possible that some people know about this secret free spot.
What comic?
I can't say because I have to investigate if it's him or not. If it wasn't him, then I don't want to put him on because I do want to give this secret spot to one person who I think should be next.
Who is it?
I don't know. Haven't met them
Oh,
yet.
you haven't met them yet. There's not one comedian she's met that she thinks is nice.
No.
So if you know her and you're not past
No,
the
I'll
comedy
be
store.
diligent with, just as long,
But can I just explain to you, this is how long she's supposed to be past, that she hasn't been past, that she's found a secret parking spot.
I have found a
In Hollywood, in the
I'm
heart of
performing
Hollywood.
there enough times.
Crushing every time.
Yeah.
Like I'm performing there enough times. It's like weird that I'm not.
And most bookers, I think the excuse would be, we can't, with the climate. I mean, this is a couple months ago, the climate, we can't have white, straight males. You check all the boxes.
I'm like a box checker.
You're a lesbian. You're a woman.
So bottom
I'm
line,
talking to the new booker she goes, what? And we get the lineup together. Now, usually this is not to out Bobby Lee, but it must be said, he is the most special needs person on a lineup. Usually he's got to go this time. He doesn't want to go here, here, here. So usually I cower to Bobby, but today it was Robbie's night.
wow.
And so Robbie's running a show upstairs, or Bobby's running a show upstairs. I go upstairs. I'm like, Bobby, I got to put Robbie on at this time. I'm bringing you up, okay? Knowing that the booker's out there to see you. I hear Bobby's little mouth chirp up. He goes, I'm here. I'm ready. And I go, it doesn't matter, Bobby. Robbie has to come up right now. Now, you have no clue what's going on.
None.
I didn't tell you, and I didn't want to get in your head at all because I knew you were just going to naturally kill. And so I cast Bobby Lee to the side, who is arguably one of the most famous people I've ever
He
met.
really is.
And he's more famous than you think. Tim took us to this like child rapper's birthday party. He was turning 18. It was the weirdest thing. There were small children whose parents should have been with them running up to Bobby Lee.
No, I'm sure.
It's
my whole family.
it's another level.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then you went up and you obviously crushed, and then you come in the back. And did I alert you before she came back? I think I did. I said,
I don't know. I don't even think so.
You just
they were taking
auditioned or something?
Yeah, I
photos
don't
of
think
us.
so.
And then she said,
and she comes in the back.
and I didn't even really get introduced so much to her yet. Like she was just a great energy. Would you like to be,
A
paid member of the
regular.
I'm like, yeah, of course I would. Like, come on.
It
over
was
here.
incredible.
And she was like, well, then you're doing like
The
she was-
photographer was in the back. We have pictures of us hugging. There's a
It's
video
unreal.
of her
Such
passing
good
you.
vibes. Such good vibes. And I always said, I was like, I was performing upstairs, but I didn't see anybody watching me. She goes, you shouldn't have to do that. I said, I would say, is anybody going to watch me tonight? I mean, hello. I'm open to the pressure too. Obviously, it's tremendous when you don't know somebody's watching you and you kill. But even for Netflix, if I know I'm being watched, I can still deliver. It's just another
Right.
wonderful thing, just a surprise. It's not to say that we're not professional. We don't kill whenever needed at any point. No question. But this was just such a cherry on top that I didn't have to have that pressure,
Yes.
that I could just have that joy.
It was so, and the
Um,
fact that everyone was back there, the videographer, the photographer, like, I don't know if Rose planned that. I don't think she did. I think
Matt
she
Rife was back
so
there.
Matt
great.
Rife was there for it.
Matt Rife was there. What a doll he was.
Is he the
too.
sweetest angel in the whole world?
He was so sweet. And I thought, because as everybody knows, and especially Todd and Annie, who we didn't even discuss, my ring is Cartier. We didn't even discuss. You were at the wedding.
Yeah.
We were at the
You were
wedding.
the
didn't
only
even
guest
tell
at the wedding.
I lost my phone that had the
I know she
Pictures
lost her
and
mind.
evidence.
videos.
So my ring is, I believe, $1,600 ring from Cartier,
oh,
something
this was
like
a
that.
good moment.
Okay, maybe it's 1,800, something like that. It's got one little
It's under
diamond in it.
2.
If you really look,
The important is that it's under 2.
okay.
The story.
So bottom line, I see Matt Rife is wearing a gold Cartier cuff, a bracelet. I go, oh, we're matching. I'm trying again.
By the way, in my mind, you're sitting on his lap in this.
Yeah,
situation.
how retarded of me. Like, I don't know how to do small talk with any, okay? So,
big talk
and I've
only.
had practice for years and years. My family, you can imagine how bad they are. They've had no practice. This is me years in. I'm going, matching.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's going, not really. I go, oh, it's Cartier. I had to point out what I thought matching. And then I go, oh my God, I think, because I remember seeing the bracelet, I thought it was like $3,000, which so stupid. If this is 2,000.
He laughed in your
He
face.
laughs and he goes, no. And I'm like, oh yeah, definitly not.
Yeah, he's
Definitely
so
not
rich.
3,000. What am I even? And it was like, I was like, then I was killing me later. I said, how much was it? I feel bad. I misquoted it. And he said 7,000. I said, fair. Well done.
Which
and
seems a little
more
low,
deserved.
Rife. A little low for you, Rife.
So,
Not
but
doing
he
too
was,
well.
it was
in ticket
wonderful
sales?
that he was there and he was a delight.
Isn't
and
he a delight?
I've heard other good things about him from other lesbians.
He's a treat because you want to know what it is? He's an equal opportunist flirt. So he flirts with men, women, lesbians.
Can I just tell you something what it is?
It's charming.
When comics are bitter, for instance, I don't do clips. Okay. I've never been a clip person. I focus on stand up writing, act. Like I just don't do, it's a whole craft in itself. You know, you do clips. Okay. I fucking respect the shit out of somebody who is able to monetize and do well with clips. Just because I don't do well. I'm not mad at them. You know, I'm never mad at them. I'm like, wow, they did their shit. Yeah. Like Matt Rife does something that I don't do. And just because I don't do it doesn't mean I'm like, he's not fun. Like people love him. He knows what the he's doing. And I give full credit. Mm-hmm. You know, the bitterness of that just doesn't need to exist. Just do what you're doing.
But it's very funny.
Okay.
The men are mad at him because he has a thing they can't have. He's a young, handsome man. So they can't have that part.
It's men, women. Lots of people are mad. Like people are mad when people do well. But it's like, first of all, a lot of it is, first of all, he did something you didn't do. You could go do that. But a lot of it is luck. A lot of it, it's like, it's not anybody's fault necessarily.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that it was fun to see these.
It was great that he was there.
Because I think for a while comedy was like an ugly man's game where they're like the uglier the better. And it's like, do we want to see an ugly person for 1 hour? You better be funny as hell. Yeah. And so they got pissed that he was so successful and handsome.
There are certain people I watch and I go, this could be radio. Bring back radio.
Yeah, I don't need to look at this.
Like this person, there's nothing there's no visual component.
If you look like you smell too, I'm not interested in looking at you.
But also, Adrian Appalucci was there.
Oh, that I felt bad for Adrian because Adrian Appalucci's there, who was 100% going to get passed. Like there was
She's
just
passed,
no.
Thank God.
Yeah, she did get
the
passed,
next night.
but she was definitely going to get passed. But it was like
she didn't have her
She
showcase.
was sitting there and she had a regular showcase, and it's like, if there's 1 ounce of doubt, watching this uproarious like cheer secret thing, and she had gone on like 2 minutes before Rose got there, you know. But she had asked to do the show, so it was a whole different thing. It wasn't like I booked her on it, and it was like she had asked to do it last minute, so it wasn't like a.
But then she got passed right away.
And then she got passed the next day. But I was like having to say to her, I'm like, I kept going, you're next. Like, because I was like, oh, if I'm Adrian, I'm like trying hard to manage my emotions right now.
I know. I see. I'm not manageable. So, such a shout out to her. We're all fucking professionals. Do you see the mental toil that we go in day in and day out? Day in and day out.
It's hard. Well, because it's like you work on your craft and then you have to like have all these other people decide whether it's very annoying.
Yeah. And you know what? It's we need gatekeepers because first of all, these
can't
places
let all these animals in.
Yeah. But you need somebody who loves it, can be as objective as possible. I know it's not a possibility to ask of humans, but whatever, as objective as possible. And somebody whose like heart is wholly in it. Rose's energy, I could already tell.
Yeah, she's the best.
Okay, wait, why is this? Oh, this is your phone doing
yes.
that. Okay.
But I like that you were nosy about my phone for a second.
No, I have the same phone. So I'm like, what's going on? No case.
Me neither. I raw dog. I know it's the wrong thing to do, but I can't stop. It makes me feel rich.
No, because also this is like the way that Steve Jobs would have wanted you to have it. Like this is the way it was invented. So that's it.
It's very slippery. And my phone did get stolen with the video of us at your wedding.
Oh yeah. So Todd and Annie, we evacuated and you guys were evacuating. And I was like, come to Vegas.
I was like, okay.
And they
you said there might be something happening. And I went.
But then I immediately regretted telling you.
Right. And I went.
And I had to lie and say, I don't think anything's happening. And
I believed you. You're a good liar. I'm also very trusting. So if you do lie to me, it's going to work.
No. And Gabby and I ended up getting married. And
we also saw the premiere of Traitors too together.
We watched the premiere of Traitors.
And this was the eve of your wedding and no one knew except you guys. As she's watching herself blossom on television. There was, I don't know if it was the eve. It was 2 days before the wedding. Because the eve we were engaged one day and we had for our engagement dinner, our engagement party, just me and her again. We went to the Wynn all-you-can-eat buffet. Oh, isn't it delicious?
Crab legs for days.
I got my family into that one day when Todd was proposing to me our week in Vegas. My family all wanted to go to the Wynn, and it's the longest line ever. And I was opening for Tim. I was opening for Tim at the Wynn, and I threw my dick around, and I got my whole family to the front of the line, and we all got to eat crab legs. And it was
That's the way to do
epic.
it. That's the way. Listen, family will fuck up your shit, but you have to do it. Like that's the thing. They'll fuck up my shit. I've gotten to a place now. less with comedy stuff because it's less comedy stuff is less celebrity focused. But when I go to something like fancy premiere or something like that, it's very like celeb Hollywood. I sometimes will let one of my well, first of all, this is again once a year, like a special occasion, something. My little sister came with me as my date to a premiere that was happening at the Largo, very fancy. And she said, should be cool. And I knew she wasn't going to be.
Yeah.
So as soon as we walked in, I said, okay, it's okay. We know you're not going to be cool. You're just shaking. Okay. So you can take a picture with 3 famous people.
I'll give you 3.
Because in the beginning, my family used to come when I just got Just for Laughs or something. And one of my brothers asked me, can I get 16 tickets?
Yeah.
I'm like, 16 tickets?
Know. What are you talking about?
He's like, I want to bring the guys from work. I'm like, so pay for it. Like, what am I?
What are we doing?
What's going on? So they would come, and this is so many years ago. This is like probably like 10 years ago. 2 of my brothers came. One of my brothers, he's like, can I get to the green room? Can I get to the green? And I was doing 4-minute, not even opening spots. The fact that they even like gave me a festival pass is crazy. And he goes, it's Jeff Ross. Get a picture of me and Jeff Ross. So my whole night of my first time ever performing at the festival, 4 minutes, I'm taking the picture of my brother going with whoever. And I wanted, they're like,
what's your brother's name again too?
Shmuley.
Shmuley. That's a Shmuley move.
So Shmuley's doing that. By the way, huge fan of you, as you know.
Love Shmul. Shmulster.
Yeah. And so now I've gone to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm established enough. I'm like, nothing good happens to them. So my little sister, I let her take 3 pictures of famous people. So her first one she picked, 80 Bryant. I'm like, fantastic.
It's a good start.
Look, it's a good start. Okay.
She's
Second
nice.
one, she's obsessed with the guy from, she thinks he's really hot, Brett Goldstein.
Who is thinking he's hot, by the way?
She thinks.
No, it's not her, just her. It's like I watch these gossip shows.
She
People are
thinks
like,
he's the
handsome.
hottest thing.
First of all, I thought he was a full homosexual.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. She could still think he's hot.
No, of course. But I thought he was not in it. There's
Gay
all these
people
rumors he's
can
going
be
to
hot.
date.
By the way, this just in. Gay men can be hot.
Never
Not
seen
Annie.
it. Never seen it. No, I'm
so
like
she was
stalking
so,
Lucas
and he
Gage
was
on
lovely, and he
Instagram.
had an accent. I didn't know he had an accent,
What's his accent?
like British or something.
Oh, he's British?
Australian, something like this. So anyway, and he was just a doll. And then the third one, she beelines for Chris Rock. I'm like, no, that's too much.
No, Chris Rock
That's
is
too
not
much.
going to. You can't go to people that have been famous for decades because they are so over
I had
it.
to like literally pull her away. And
Jeff
I've seen
Ross
him at
will
the-
be cool because that's like part
He
of
was
his
cool.
persona.
Yeah.
But like you can't go to a Chris Rock. Like
No,
I think
she
I
went, I had
DM'd
to pull her away.
I DM'd Chris Rock once because I like brought him up on stage and I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. And I like DM'd him something. And then I saw him at the Comedy Store later that week and I said something to him like, oh, I DM'd you. You're probably not going to respond. He goes, yeah, probably not. And I went, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
very
I was
funny.
like,
if you saw my set, you would probably respond. But
I
that's
know
fine.
they don't.
And I did a funny joke making fun. Well, I was making fun of him pretty hard after he was on stage too. But it was funny.
It's all funny.
He had a funny hat on. He was wearing a funny hat, and I made fun
I
of that.
performed great. I killed. Louis C.K. went on this at the Cellar in New York, and he was working on stuff, and it was so cool to see him. This was not long ago, and then I had to follow him because they squeezed
It's
him
fun
on.
to do that.
I followed him. I killed, but I riffed off. I
Right,
made jokes
yeah.
on him, and he was such a good sport
Yeah,
about
he's
it.
the best,
Loved
yeah.
it. Was talking to me about my set after. He was just a joy.
Yeah.
Like to be in the back and to watch. Like I don't expect nothing from these people.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm just there to do as well as I can and
Yeah.
engage with the audience and give everybody a great show and have fun myself on the stuff I'm working on. But he took it so like I wish that, you know what I mean? It's like he's a billionaire. It's like take it, and the audience loved it, and he
Yeah.
was just he was honestly a doll to me after. Which
I know.
you
I
I'm
love
not-
when they have a good sense
I'm
of humor about
not,
stuff.
you
Yeah,
know, I
Louis
don't know what
been
to say, but
very
you know,
good to me. No, but I would do
Um,
that with Marin. Marin always liked me, I think, because I would go on after him and just trash him after. I would just trash
Yeah,
his
see,
stuff.
Marin's one of those guys I have intimidation about, and I did his pod, and thank God we're getting past it. But because I was such there's some people that I can't like turn off the like. I'm like, okay, and I'm getting better with Marin.
Yeah.
I don't know who, and it depends. It's some people can be way more or less famous than other people, and it's for some reason there's certain people.
He likes attention though, and so you being like starstruck by him, he likes.
No. I can be very off-putting and autistic. The autistic aren't for everyone. I mean, people are watching love on the spectrum, which is very helpful for me. Gabby says it helps her understand me.
Really?
Yes.
I ask
which is
ChatGPT
very
every
insulting,
day.
but also I'm like, any
I'm
help I can
autistic.
get. Yeah, no. She watches a show and she goes,
Do you think we're autistic or we just tell the truth and the rest of the world is liars?
I think it's cultural. I think there's a Jewish, we always have to find new ways to call Jews Jews. And I think, you can say globalist, you can say on the spectrum, there's a couple words that are code. A couple things that are code.
Well,
All
it was very exciting to have you passed. I'm excited to be there. I'm happy to have just like a regular normal set with you there.
I know. I'm already thinking like I have so much material to work on. I'm wondering when I'm going to feel comfortable to just like work on shit.
We're in the OR. It's the best room in the world to
Is
work on
it?
stuff.
Yeah, great.
Their phones are in bags. It's like a attentive audience, but you'll feel it out, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But you're not going to like, if you like went up there and tried a new joke that didn't work, they're not going to not book you.
Yeah, no, I love that it's 15-minute chunks.
Yeah.
Because it's a really great way. Like I can do longer bits or whatever. You know what I mean? The only time I did the OR was maybe 5 minutes. Because you know who was great to me there? This guy, Adam, who was a booker there
Adam
years
Egan.
ago.
Yeah, he's the booker at the mothership now. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just wonderful to me. But then COVID happened.
COVID fucked a lot of people over.
Yeah, COVID happened, but he was like putting me on. He was like, come to the store, just put you on. And he would put me on OR main room. I was going up after Silverman, after whoever was there.
That's incredible, yeah.
And he was like, and I'm like, I heard you have to pay for drinks. He's like, I'll get you one Peroni. Everybody knows me. And he would buy it for me. And then he moved and he's like, come to Austin, whatever. But
imagine you lived and were working the mothership. Imagine that was your whole career.
I could. Well, listen, I would love to do it, but they
no,
seem
you would
pretty
crush
booked
there,
out.
but it would be so
they seem
funny.
pretty booked out.
It would just be just the green room as it is, and then also
I did
you
go
would
there
be
for
so
small
funny.
spots, and the green room had a coat on it. I didn't fuck with that.
Yeah,
and then I just felt. No, I was in the green room once when I didn't have to do the code, and it was very smoky. And I got a picture for my brother Shmuley of Tony Hinchcliffe.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Yeah.
Tony will take a pic.
Yeah,
Tony doesn't care where he is.
No,
he will take a
and
pic.
it was one of the greatest things because I'll show you the picture I got.
But
Here's
there's
him
so many
watching
wedding
all
pics.
my things.
Are they so excited you're dating a celebrity? You're married to a celebrity?
He watches me and everything.
I want to watch your sex scene.
I know.
Can we watch it now?
By the way,
on
he
the
sends it to
podcast?
me. I'm like, it's sexual. Please stop.
That's so. Are you having sex with the star? What's her name?
Michelle Williams.
Michelle Williams.
Yes, I'm sexual with her. Okay, I'm still trying to find it, but
She's
I guess
riding
I
the
can.
knee or what?
Tony.
Now I've been doing a thing where when I see a person from Laos, I take a picture with them and I send it to Todd's
That's really
mother. Is that racism
no
of some sort? I'm collecting Laotians. This is going to be worth it because
Should we do some fan shout outs
Yes.
in the meantime?
let's do some fan
see.
shout outs, babe. We got to do Hi-Fi. We forgot to hit up Hi-Fi. Hi-Fi's been very funny in the comments.
Hi-Fi?
Hi-Fi. Hilarious in the comments. Guys, I like when you're funny. You don't have to be funny, but when you're funny, it's a treat.
Listen to this one. Kate Lou 7HD says, "This pod keeps me going. I want Todd on every episode."
Oh.
She allows.
Well,
she
bad
allows,
news for
she
you
allows.
in June and July.
Well, maybe you'll have me on every episode.
No, you might
There
have to
you
take
go.
Todd's place. I like how I get my Jewish comes out with you, and it's not the bad Jew, it's the good Jew.
No, it's the autism. It's wonderful.
But it's fun. It's not the anxiety up all night Jew part.
Dottie again, always showing the love. I want to give a shout out to some of these patrons
Here we
too.
go.
Oh my God.
Me and Tony.
Oh, Tony.
Shmuley loved
Yeah.
this. I don't know why my
Do that
texts
one.
don't say long.
Oh, look
Absolutely.
at Tony. Stoned.
Absolutely.
But
Looks like
he
you
was-
just smoke a fucking blunt.
And you know what? I had just fallen in love with Gabby, and he was falling in love. I wonder if he's still with whoever, because I
Definitely
said,
not.
Oh, really?
100% not.
Well, that's too bad.
That's
I
okay.
want everybody to be in
I
love.
know. Isn't it the best?
It's the best. Have
I'm
a
like, Todd and I've
partner.
been together 5 years. We've laughed and had joy every day.
It's the best.
Every single day.
Like, you're not hanging out with no one. You're not.
You don't have to try.
A lot of people hate hanging out with their significant other. It's really weird, is what I'm finding out.
Yeah. It's like that. Like, yeah, I haven't enjoyed the hang until Gabby, really, because I've always had to keep like they haven't liked my friends or they haven't like liked
Oh.
what I say. Or they've always, like don't say that or don't
Oh, I
say
hate
that.
when people try to tone us down. I hate it.
Yeah, yeah. So, but Gab is just the best hang, and she makes me laugh literally all the time.
I know it feels so good to just be laughing.
What's really great about Gabby is obviously I knew she was the greatest. You knew she was the greatest early on, but now everybody is like more awake
They
to
see
how
it,
like
yeah.
I'm not lying when I say I got the greatest girl of all time. Like,
She's the
I'm
greatest
not here
girl.
to fucking lie to you. Like you see what I'm dealing with. And
No,
that's
it's
the best
so
part.
she's so funny. Her instincts are correct.
Who do we have to shout out to? Are they on the line?
No, we should be doing live though.
We should, yeah, maybe in the future, but we need
we got to talk
go
about
on
our
your
vapes.
Patreon. All right.
Go ahead,
theme.
Todd.
All right, Kara from Patreon says, "Who do you want to win the season of Survivor?" And I was at your Milwaukee Improv show the night of the season premiere.
Okay, wait. By the way, I remember that girl at the Milwaukee Improv was one of my most epic sets that did not get captured because they fucked something up. Can I tell you what happened? A guy in the audience had Tourette's. He was going woo woo. So my twin brother has Tourette's, so I know about Tourette's.
No.
Yes, I grew up. Yes. With
Oh
a
my
Tourette's
God.
next to me at all times. And so he's screaming woo. I know he has Tourette's. We kind of address it. Then another guy with Tourette's, completely unrelated to him, starts being triggered. They're both Tourettesing. It's one of the funniest things I've ever experienced in my life.
I can't believe we didn't get this. And of course, Todd didn't have the backup.
He wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. But in retrospect, I should have brought them on stage to make it more of an event, and then we could have used the audio.
Fine. You
from
were
my
in the
phone.
moment. We can't in retrospect in
It
moments.
was so funny that I
Now,
know I will manifest more.
I
Tourette's
used to
people.
worry that I would get Tourette's, and apparently, if you think it, if you will it, it can happen.
I got some tics from my brother.
Yeah.
I would go like this all the time.
Like it can, it is mental to some extent,
Yeah.
right? Like, am I?
I
like,
don't really know what it is, but yes, because
It
I would
is
give
like
it to
an
myself.
extreme
I would catch a tick.
OCD, isn't it, in that family?
Yeah, and I don't really know because my brother, I mean, we all have like ADD and stuff, but my brother had it. My dad felt really like he gave it to him. My dad had a lot of guilt around it, but he didn't have that bad of it. He would go like this. He just looked like he was saying what's up to you all the time.
Like you can develop Tourette's if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Tim has a little bit of like twitchy eye Tourette's. Like there's Tourette's are surrounding us at all times. You might not even notice it.
But is that okay? There's twitches and then there's Tourette's.
Screaming the N-word is wild.
Yeah, is that what your brother does?
No, thank God. But my mom took us to this.
Oh my God.
One of the Philadelphia Phillies had Tourette's. So for all the kids with Tourette's, they brought them to we got to go hang out in the locker room and meet Jim Eisenreich, this player. And we didn't know. We thought just everyone blinked and snapped and stuff. We heard hard R N-words screamed at this man as he's talking. People were like, "Fuck you, Jim," and they were just screaming the N-word at him. He was white, but it was crazy. 7-year-olds. My mom. Another moment, my mom took us to a very odd space.
Fijian Sunrider from the Patreon says, "I like the new studio. The lighting looks great."
Yes.
Well, the lighting has
The lighting in
changed
this
several
one has
times.
been bad, yeah, but we'll figure it out.
It's cute. I like that you have like a.
It's much better. This is much better.
Isn't it so cute?
It's so much
it's
open.
Intimate, it's fun.
Yeah, it was just like your kitchen was so closed off.
And we
Your
got
balcony
rid of a
was
lot of stuff. Are you
useless.
proud of us?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking around and I'm
Yes.
thinking like
What needs to go?
a lot. But
Show me.
No, like you have to go through that bin, obviously, and
I don't know what
everything
that's a Todd bin.
See, but it's like you're like surprised. You're like, show me. I'm like, I'm anything.
No, that's okay.
What's in my bin?
That's your bin.
Oh no, that's like all of our like podcast ad stuff that we have to keep. Like there's 3 auto blows in there.
Do you know we're sponsored by a blowjob machine?
Oh my God.
Which if you got that, it would be
And
so incredible. if you
They're
got that.
huge, so
There are
there's nowhere
these
to
huge
put it.
blowjob machines. That's literally a box of blowjob
Do
machines.
people must love blowjob machines.
I mean, they keep coming back to us, so I'm guessing people bought them.
And we love selling them.
So
It's
keep
Keeping
buying
them
them, guys.
clean seems really hard because we just moved into a place that has like the bathtub has jets in it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like, but
that a
it's
selling
really
point?
no, but we didn't know if it works. But it's like we have to like fully clean the bath, like before we can even take a regular bath. So it feels like one jet
yeah.
in there. And I don't know if the guys who are ordering this machine also have the wherewithal to clean it after each use.
Well, I think our Anniewood audience is mixed of slobs and clean people.
Okay, hit us, Todd.
But what I was going to say, I want to ask about your move. How's your move?
good. It's still happening.
It's a lot. It's a
been 4
very
days.
ongoing thing, right?
It's ongoing. We're unpacking every single day. We have TaskRabbit coming tomorrow. Gab's like, this carpet should go here. No, we should switch it back. We have 2 carpets that we're, do we put this one here? This one here. We've decided our dining area is going to be very feminine. The pink carpet will be there. Pink table. So we're doing, but the apartment is psycho.
I'm excited to see it.
It's next level.
I can't wait to see it. Well, I'm going to be living there.
No, this is the most, I told
July.
Gabby just the other day, I said, this is the most luxurious I could go maybe ever for my life. And we ended here. We stop here. And she said, I agree. This may even be too much.
I like that.
So, but I said,
having a ceiling's cool.
Yes, having a ceiling, because I don't want to, we're not losing ourselves. Okay. But we both come from nothing. We have welfare mindset. We needed to feel something. We feel it. We don't need to we can live like this now forever and be thrilled. I don't need to like always Jones is like, fine. We found an apartment together now that we love. But this is our cap. I don't want the sprawling. I just don't need the acreage or.
I think maybe you want it. I think you're afraid and you do want it.
No, I'm saying like this is a lot of house for us. Like it's like walking to the kitchen to get a glass of water, then all the way back to the bedroom. Like it's a
now we
lot.
did the opposite. We said we were walking too far. We're gonna get squish the house smaller.
Well, here's the whole thing. You had a lot more stuff in your other one, and it felt smaller than this one feels.
It did feel smaller.
So it really doesn't matter because this layout is much better,
and
much
it's so
more
cute.
open.
I know, I love it.
And getting in is much easier. It's a lot brighter. Your view is 10 times better. Like, I don't know, the sunniness of this place and
it's
the
cute,
openness
right?
of the kitchen. The kitchen is like stunning, and the way a kitchen, like you guys could like both sit on a stool, have takeout, put a laptop, like anything. It's so much more open.
I'm so excited. But wait, I have a question.
And you guys should never have a huge place because you will just fill it with stuff.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're realizing. Yeah.
So you guys are the more space you have.
We like
the more
being
stuff.
Squished together. We like to be near each other. We like to be like around each other.
No, I know.
We're not private space people, really.
No, I can't. Did you guys pay movers?
Oh yeah.
How much?
$1,000.
Oh wow.
Ended up being like 12 with tip.
Yeah, we were 1,600. Okay.
And they were good. They were
stairs.
Well, we had the stairs to go down.
Yeah.
Remember the other place?
But this comes apart because our couch
comes apart. Yeah. They were so good at it. But the reptiles they were upset about.
Oh my God. Todd, you must have been micromanaging. Talk about my babies.
Yeah, I know. Those are
just
sons.
Help me get the big ones in. And I was like, I'll do the smaller ones.
How many reptiles do you have right now?
Probably like 20.
And
something.
I have told you your fate. So our fate, I think Gabby and I ideally have like entered the house that we could maybe one day buy.
Right.
Maybe we'll rent to buy.
Right.
I don't know if it's possible, but we heard our landlord is 91. So like if there's ever a time. Okay. And our maintenance guy is like pushing 80.
Yeah.
Okay. Like
I don't like that, but I like the owner being old.
No, they're both tremendous and they're both very like on top of it. We're like, there's ants. They're like, the exterminator's outside. I'm like, what?
That's incredible.
Already?
The exterminator's 96 years old.
No, it was amazing. So, but you guys will at some point retire to a reptile farm. Like that is, unfortunately, it's not going to be like the Whitney, like the horses. And you're going to have like
it's going to be reptiles.
Crates, like it's going to be like reptiles, like hay and
be like
rocks
lakes
and like
ponds.
And you're going to like, it's always going to smell like pond water.
I don't need to have like a huge house, but I do like the idea of having like a wall that is like an aquarium.
Yeah, no, you're going to. It's going to.
And there's a scuba diver that has to come in.
No, the house will be like a bungalow, and you'll be like in this like garden, and the garden will have like snakes. Then there's a cage for this type of lizard, and a cage, but the cages are like. Like square, like
I
mesh.
I feel very okay. So I always think of my life as like a slingshot. Like I don't like to look at things when you feel like you're regressing. Like I don't think it's a regress ever. I don't think there's such a thing for me, at least. My trajectory is But I always look at like a slingshot. Like you kind of like us having to move to a smaller space, which maybe monetarily it looks like a step back because it's so much cheaper, but it's actually setting us up for so much success, and it's kind of pulling us down the slingshot.
Yeah, no, because
so we can catapult up. His promotion today, huge.
Huge.
Fucking
And now
huge.
just having more money is exactly. It's a step up
Yes.
financially. Always.
We were struggling
Because
for
you
no
go-
reason.
You guys are the kind of people who will get as much stuff as possible and spend as much as possible.
Right, but we're better now.
And you're better now.
You changed us. We curse your name once a week.
Yeah. And listen, there's still I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but
No, I wouldn't mind your
here,
help.
look.
I wouldn't mind your help.
Look. I'll just look at this table here. They can't see it. Okay, let's go through it. There's a lighter on the end. Fantastic.
The giant lighter, but I did have to make a
Giant
choice.
novelty
Okay,
lighter.
I'm Maria.
the
That sparks
orb.
joy. That sparks
The
joy.
orb.
That's a oil. You're supposed to fill it up with oil.
Okay,
and it's
is
like
it
a
filled with
candle.
oil?
No, we got to.
We got to
the
get
oil.
more, but we don't want to get more things.
Okay. So when's the last time you filled it with oil? I want to ask you.
6 months?
Since it's,
Okay,
since
so
we-
it's got to go.
Can I just say something? This lighter is
It's
what she's
massive.
talking about. And I almost threw it out,
Size
and then
of my
it
dildo.
sparked joy. I held it to my bosom, as Marie Kondo told me.
Yes,
and I said,
that's
does it
fine.
spark joy? And I said, this actually is like,
That's fine. Okay, so that stays. The orb has not been lit in
There's
at
no
least
oil,
6 months,
yeah.
and I believe Todd 2 years.
I'll
Okay.
be honest,
We
I
throw
have
that out.
no interest in it, and it can go.
It can go. Okay. The ball, Randy's
the ball,
ball.
is for, it's not supposed to be there.
That's
It's
not
for a
Randy's
foot.
ball.
It's a foot massager.
Who uses that?
Me.
When's the last time you used it?
The other day.
She
It's not
uses
the right
it a lot.
spot.
Okay,
It's
okay,
her- it's
okay,
her
okay.
massage.
But there
Okay.
should go somewhere.
Okay. That
I could throw every book out, but I can explain to you why I'm not throwing them out.
Okay. What about this honky tonk hat?
Yeah, it's my honky tonk hat from.
Yeah, why is it
Austin,
sitting there?
Texas.
Do you wear that?
Because it was on the chair and I just.
Do you
put
wear
up
it?
there. Yeah.
He interchanges his hats, but we have a
Yeah.
spot
Okay,
for
well,
the hats.
we got rid of the orb, and okay, why is the floss there?
Todd?
I don't use floss.
Why
You
not?
better floss. That's how you get
You have to
Alzheimer's.
floss. You better
Alzheimer's
floss.
is connected to not flossing.
Okay.
Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's. That's what do you think? It's old timers?
You said Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
Because I'm with this fucking Jewish lady who's bringing out my yid.
Okay. These two
Yiddy side.
baskets that are here.
Okay, we have a lot of baskets that need to
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
There's
So
baskets that
I'm
need
just
to go.
saying.
No, there's
Yeah.
baskets that need to go.
I'm just saying.
All the books can go. My mom got me this like graphic novel. It's
No.
so funny. She got me a book. It's a picture book. That's how much my mom believes in me being. able
No,
to
I
read.
love it.
But I don't want it. But my
Gab
mom
and
got
I
it
are
for
thinking
me.
of getting a cowhide carpet.
We love
for the
it.
entrance.
It's very
Do you
cute.
love it?
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying though. This
Oh,
one.
no.
It curls up.
It just curls in one corner, and Randy
Yeah.
threw up on it once.
Okay. well,
and Annie
the
dropped
dogs,
like
yeah.
a bunch of wax.
I
on
did
it.
drop some. wax on
Okay,
it.
well, this has been a wonderful
When I was
podcast. We'll see what we
waxing-
can keep.
I got new
Yeah.
jeans. I was wearing the baggy jeans, and I miss having like fupa and camel toe. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh my
Pretty good.
god, she was wearing the jacket the whole time. She
I know,
kept
'cause I was-
showing off.
Well, I was cold because it's freezing in my home.
Why is it so cold, Todd?
Because I need it cold.
Because we like.
I'd
it cold.
prefer it to be
Annie
cold.
gets. She runs hot.
I'm sweating at all times. See, look, a little fupa.
Now, are we going to eat dinner?
Yeah, I'm
What
hungry.
time
Should
are
we
we
get
at
order
the-
some
yeah.
food? Robby Hoffman, the newest paid regular at the Comedy Store.
Ugh.
A star, always been a star. I've always known.
Catch
I-
Hacks.
She's on Hacks.
HBO's
Oh, yeah.
Max.
Her character is named Randy after her beautiful dog. She's on The Feeling of Sex. What is it called?
Dying for Sex
Dying for
on
Sex.
FX and Hulu. And you can follow me at Robby Hoffman. My podcast, Too Far, which the
It's
New
so
York
good.
Times calls addictive, is available Patreon only. Patreon/Too Far.
It's only on Patreon.
We're only Patreon.
What a bad bitch. If you're going too far, you got to put it behind a paywall.
We didn't want to cut as much, and we just wanted to do the Too Far.
Oh,
pod.
and it's so funny. Your clips are so funny. I send your clips to people.
Thank you.
Funniest person alive. I love her. I'm
Love
so happy
you.
for all the success. Did you, when you were a child, did you think your wedding would be in the news?
No, but I had good. I had.
You knew it was going to work out.
I had good things. I felt like I gotta get out. As a kid, I looked around, and I said, I gotta get out of here.
So these bitches aren't hot enough for me.
I thought, yeah, no. I looked around. My mother had 10 kids on welfare, and I remember coming home one day and distinctly remember whenever she would take laundry out from the dryer, she would put it on her bed to fold it, and I would jump on it because it was hot and warm. And then one day I was fucking around on the laundry, and she was pulling stuff to fold it, and I noticed it was this empty glass jar, and she put a label on it. And we're living in like a 3-bedroom,
Right.
1 bathroom, duplex, 10 kids, my great uncle and my mom. and the cat.
Amazing.
Okay, so we're
Squished.
12 people there. My mom has her own room. So you can imagine 4 brothers and one, like, and I saw this jar.
I can imagine. I was in the green room. It was exactly that.
Yeah, I had this jar, and there was some coins at the bottom of it, and it said Hoffman Emergency Fund. And I said, it just caught me, and I said, Hoffman. I said, Ma,
Like, is this a joke?
you got 10 kids. This is the plan? Like, it's got to be in a bank. Like, there's got to, and I realized there's nothing in the bank.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't a savings account. They're like, she read this in Oprah magazine. You get a jar going, and she decided to do her. And I thought, it's one thing I know. I got to get out of here. Shout out to Ma, the greatest mother ever.
You got manipulated by Oprah, pretending she was poor and had any sort of advice for anyone.
Listen, sometimes
that's
my
poor.
mother gets upset when I share a story about her, and she goes, "You didn't tell them I tried. You didn't tell them I tried."
We love your mom.
And I'm like, she's like, I did the best I could. I'm like, well, I wouldn't tell people you did the best you could. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I get it.
Tell
but
people
it's
you
like,
had room to improve.
if that's the best you could,
Yes.
it's not great. Like, everybody deserves a participation trophy. It's like, you did, yes.
Mom, it was
But there was some
$3.25.
There was some mistakes.
And some were Looney
yeah.
Tunes, and you couldn't even use them in America.
And I just saw like 7 cents in there, and she was never even contributing. She, oh, well, it'll get there. I'm like, it'll get there.
Maybe you get your fucking ingrate ass off her
So no,
clean
I didn't think it
clothes
would be in the news
and get to work.
necessarily, but it's honestly been. We've had such a nice reception, which I know is not always the case with people.
I know it's wild. It's
and
amazing.
especially, I thought when they found out I'm gay, they're not gonna like that. And I was like, wait till they find out I'm Jewish. It's like,
Yeah.
So it's like, but it's been surprisingly really nice.
Wow.
So thanks to everybody who's been
How
supportive of us.
exciting. And you check her out on TMZ. You can see Robby on TMZ about once a week. How exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Annie. I love you.
Love you.
Oh.